There are moments in football when the atmosphere seems to carry something different, almost as if an invisible energy hangs over the stadium, the streets, and even the pubs of the city. In Newcastle, that feeling has taken over the supporters in recent days. There is a mix of anxiety, curiosity, and expectation, as everyone knows something big is happening behind the scenes. But no one quite knows when this chapter will unfold. And it is precisely this sense of mystery that makes the fans hold their breath before every new update. Before revealing the details, I want to make a special invitation. If you are a Newcastle supporter and want to stay fully informed about everything related to the club, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now. This simple action helps strengthen the community and ensures you never miss any news. Here, every story is told in a human, exciting way, with the care our Newcastle deserves. The scenario is special not only for what is expected on the pitch, but also for what is happening off it. This season has brought the sparkle of the Champions League back to St. James Park, and the eyes of the world are watching closely. Supporters, of course, dream of seeing the new signings shine on this European stage, especially after such an intense transfer window. But not every plan follows the perfect course that everyone hoped for. Imagine the anticipation. A signing long desired finally arrives in Tyneside. The fans can barely wait to see him in the black and white shirt. The local press begins projecting his debut, and his new teammates open the door to welcome him. But just when everything seemed ready, an unexpected twist changes the course of the story. At this point, the excitement of the fans turns into concern, and the question grows stronger: when, after all, will he finally be ready to step onto the pitch? Now, the revelation everyone has been waiting for. We are talking about Yon Whissa, a major signing made by Newcastle United. The striker, who had been waiting for months for the chance to wear the club's shirt, picked up an injury while on international duty shortly after finalizing his move. The news came as a cold shower at St. James Park. Howe, however, moved to clarify the situation in a press conference, confirming that Whissa will need more time before making his debut. According to the manager, the player should only be fit to play after the October international break, pointing towards a possible debut on the 18th against Brighton and Hove Albion. And it is important to say, as much as the fans' eagerness is enormous, caution is part of the process. Howe made it clear that there is no intention of putting pressure on the striker or rushing his return. The last thing Newcastle need is to take unnecessary risks and see their new signings sidelined even longer due to a setback. For the supporters, it brings a sense of frustration. The wait is long, but also trust in the coaching staff's planning. In the meantime, the club's upcoming fixtures continue at a relentless pace. Newcastle face a heavy schedule, which includes matches in the Premier League, the Champions League, and the domestic cups. During this period, Whissa will miss important clashes against Barcelona, Bournemouth, Bradford City, Arsenal, Union St. Gilloise, and Nottingham Forest. That is a considerable number of games to sit out right at the start, increasing the responsibility on the other forwards in the squad. And if you want to closely follow how the team will cope with these challenges without Whissa, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Here you'll always find the most complete content, with analysis, behind the scenes, stories, and everything that happens in the daily life of the Magpies. With Whissa out, attention also turns to Nick Waltermaid, another summer signing who has already shown positive signs. After scoring on his debut against Wolves, the young striker now carries both the responsibility and the trust of the fans to keep the attack sharp. The expectation is that he will be able to fill part of the gap until Whissa is finally ready to wear the black and white shirt on the pitch. Meanwhile, Howe is not hiding his excitement about the European challenge ahead. The clash with Barcelona, the first at St. James Park in more than 22 years, is a historic milestone for the club. The manager made a point of highlighting the sense of privilege and emotion at being able to lead the Magpies against a European giant. When we were drawn against Barcelona, it was magical. Now it's about enjoying the moment and showing the strength of our team, Howe told reporters. That spirit of confidence is exactly what supporters want to hear. After all, Newcastle have already recently proved they are capable of great feats, such as the thrashing of Paris Saint-Germain. Now, the challenge is to repeat that formula. Though without one of their most anticipated signings, the path will not be easy. But the atmosphere in Tyneside promises to be decisive in pushing the team towards another unforgettable night in the Champions League. It is precisely this combination of hope, anxiety, and emotion that makes football so fascinating. In Whissa's case, the debut may take a little longer than everyone would like, but the expectations surrounding his first match for Newcastle only grows stronger. And when that day finally comes, the atmosphere at St. James Park will certainly explode with joy, because every second of waiting will have been worth it. And if you don't want to miss any detail of this long-awaited debut, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel right now. That way, you'll be sure to stay on top of every update, every behind-the-scenes story, and every step of the journey Newcastle are building. Until then, what remains for the fans is to keep the faith, support the players already on the pitch, and believe that when Yon Whissa finally makes his debut, he will have the energy of an entire city behind him, because in Newcastle, football is never just a game. It is a passion that pulses through every street, every pub conversation, and every chant of encouragement echoing around the stadium.